Hello friends, Jeff here from House of Heresy, and back once again with another pack cracking episode. And today we're going to do something a little bit different and special. We are going to do a 2-box opening, and we're going to be doing the Crowdland Challenge. So for those that haven't heard of that sort of thing before, I highly recommend you go check out Pack Opening Addict. He does a lot of the challenge type videos and a great content creator on top of it. So this inspiration definitely comes from a lot of the stuff that he does, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to open up a box of Commander Legends Original and a box of Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, and we're going to try to get 10 of the Crowdlands. So those are the lands originally in Battle Bond and then completed with Commander Legends and then reprinted in Baldur's Gate that say that they come into play untapped if you have 2 or more opponents. So there's 5 in each set, and hopefully we'll get quite a few. So without further ado, we will get going with this. I also happen to love Commander Legends. This is the first set that really kind of got me back into Magic, or I came back to Magic when this was a thing, because all my friends were trying to get me to play Commander, and there happened to be a set that came out. So ended up working out perfectly. And yeah, this will be my first time on the channel opening a box of Commander Legends. I have done, I think, a collector pack when I did my personal Magic 30 series there, where I was opening packs from all the different stuff that mattered when I was through all the years that I've been playing Magic. So hopefully enjoy it. This will probably be a little bit longer one because we're opening a ton of packs here. I normally also wouldn't necessarily go with draft, but the Commander Legends collector boxes are quite expensive, and the that set did not have set boosters. So, and actually, to be perfectly honest, the Baldur's Gate draft boosters are a better product than the Baldur's Gate set boosters. It's one of the few sets where you can say that, just with how they distributed the different types of cards in there. But all right, let's get into it. So I'm going to go back and forth, do one pack of each. Again, this is one of my favorite sets, the original Commander Legends. And I like Baldur's Gate too, so I'm perfectly happy to open both of them. But yeah, I opened a lot of this stuff and loved it. So Find Orange Elves is not a terrible one. Obviously there's some big hits here, but we are primarily looking for those lands. Alright, so we got Bladegriff Prototype as a rare, and that's it. Okay, so there you do have a chance of getting multiple rares in each of the original Commander Legends ones. They also have some slots for Commander. I haven't opened one of these in a while, so it'll probably take me a couple packs to get into the swing of things here. Obviously, there's tons of great hits in all of them, and I will not complain if I get all the great hits. Arcane Signet, that's a good one. But we're going to try and knock it out of the park with, okay, so we got Wand of Wonder there, and that's it. We're going to try to knock it out of the park with the lands. That's kind of where we're going here. So see if we can do it. May happen, may not. I've been trying to change it up as we're waiting for future sets to come out, so I figured this would be a fun one. Most people really enjoy Commander Legends, the original one. Another Arcane Signet. Perfect. So we got Austere Command. Not a terrible rare. Urlock. Oh, there we go. Got our first, not a great one, but we got our first of the foil etched. Commander Legends was the first set that featured the foil etched there, so that's kind of cool. So as you saw, we got 3 rares in that pack. All right. So other hits that would be nice, of course, from the OG Double Masters, not Double Masters. The OG Commander Legends would be Jeweled Lotus at the top there, Vampiric Tutor, the what's it called? Mana Drain, obviously. White Plume Avenger, all right, that's pretty good. That one's climbing back up there in price. Not the land, but we'll take it. All right, so getting some decent little hits here. And then Sakashima, of course, great card. Jessica's Will would be another nice one to hit. And then you got some of the reprints in there, like Scroll Rack. Actually, not a reprint, but Commander's Plate is also quite good. Apex Devastator. So there's quite a few mythics that are pretty decent in this. Oh, well, there you go. All right, coming out swinging. That is awesome. Vampiric Tutor. I know it's getting a reprint, but that is a great card to pull. I am pretty excited about that. So, not the land. We'll track mythics in addition to the lands, but wow. All right. I will take it. That is pretty spectacular. And then for Baldur's Gate, in addition to the land cycle that we're trying to do here, you also got all the Elder Dragons, with Copper Dragon leading the charge there for top one. Those are all good hits. The Displacer Kitten's quite good. I don't know if we can pull the so we got the Flutist, and that's it. I don't know if we can pull the Black Market Connections? I can't think of it. It's the Black Enchantment that you can pick up the 3 choices, and they do, each choice does progressively more damage to you, but you get a bunch of extra stuff. Maybe it's Underworld Connections. I can't remember. It's something like that. That's quite good, but I don't know if you can actually get that in the draft, because I think that was from their Commander box itself. All right, Elvis Dreadlord. And there we go. There's another pretty good hit. She's come down in price a little bit, but really a solid card. The Chroma Vision of Ixidors. This is one of the set originals that's quite good. So we'll track that with the Mythics. Well, so far, OG Commander Legends is coming to play, which, again, I love the set, so not surprised and not complaining. It is the draft boxes we're starting to see creep up a bit more and more in prices. That gets further from when it went out of print. Okay, we got Asterion the Decadent. Well, all right, I see we have a race to the top here. There is, again, one of the top hits, probably the top hit, short of it being a Bordeaux foil, Ancient Copper Dragon in the showcase. That is awesome. Wow. All right, we're not doing good with the challenge, but we are getting some wild value out of both these boxes so far. The draft box prices, again, Commander Legends original is a little bit more expensive. That's bumping up into the 120 to 130 range, depending on where you get it. But so not the Sakashima we're looking for. And no others. Okay. But the Baldur's Gate ones are still, I don't remember exactly what I paid. They're definitely sub 100. They might be sub 90. The draft in this format, or for this set the set boxes for this format are cheaper because they, again, just with the way that they put the cards in there. All right, so we got the Mighty Servant, and that's it. You get more of the commanders, which are not high value in the Baldur's Gate set. There's really not a lot of them that are screaming in value. You want the actual mythics and rares from the set itself, not from the legendary creature slot or commander slot. Okay, Nev's Disc, not a terrible one. I mean, it gets reprinted a bunch, but. And that's that. Okay. All right. I can't believe we pulled a Vamp Tutor and an Ancient Copper Dragon. This has been far exceeded my expectations for value. Still have not pulled one of the lands yet, so hopefully we'll get closer to that challenge. And we got the Survivors, and that's it. All right. And as you notice, feels like there's less rares in the draft Baldur's Gate box because they don't have as many slots where you could potentially pull rares and mythics, since they kind of combined what became the two different types there. So you got Immaculate Magistrate and Averna Chaos Bloom from the set, and Carrick. So you got a bunch of commander options that could potentially become, or could potentially be mythics. And there are some good ones, like Akrum is pretty good. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces is by far the top in that slot. I honestly haven't checked the prices of some of the other ones, but there's definitely some pretty good playable ones in there. And then, of course, if you can steal one of the foil etched, they have. They also did a bunch of reprints in the foil etched slot that you mostly see in the commander or in the collector boxes. But so you got Ball of Murder, Undermountain Adventure. Okay, there we go. Got a second one, and that is that. All right, last pack of the first row for the OG Commander Legends. This was overall a very solid first row. I'm not going to complain about getting a Vamp Tutor there. All right, Court of Cunning. That's part of the Court series there. I think that one's probably one of the more valuable courts, so that part's nice. And nothing else there. But so it's worth. I think it's worth a few bucks. Honestly, having opened primarily collector boxes, I am far less familiar on what the standard card values are for most of these. I'm more tracking what the extended art or border lists, depending on what each set had. Shameless Charlatan and Monster Manual. Oh, there we go. All right, finally. First of our Crowdlands, we got Sea of Clouds. This was originally a part of the Battle Bond set there. So, okay. And actually, you know what? Because it probably makes more sense. I'm going to push the mythics on the outside, and then we'll keep the lands on the inside. All right, so first row, obviously great mythics. We got old Baldur's Gate coming in with helping us solve this challenge here with one of them. We definitely have some ground to make up if we want to get to the full 10, which I would say is probably pretty unlikely, considering the drop rates from both sets are kind of low. Mnemonic Deluge, okay, so they did do a series in the OG one of mythics that had like super high cost for each color. Not great hits, so that's kind of a bummer to see that as one of our mythics, because there's so many other good ones. Hey, Find Our Elves in the foil. Not a super high value, but still kind of a cool pull there. It's a very playable card in any deck that has green that wants mana dorks. That is a good one. All right, moving to the first pack of the middle row for Baldur's Gate. Old Jan Jansen. All right, we got a mythic for there. I honestly am not sure what the value of Storm King's Thunder is. I know it's not one of the top cards. Probably not super valuable in general, but hey, we'll take mythics. Although I will say, unless you're talking about the dragons, generally speaking, the rares have more chances of hitting value with the Battle for Baldur's Gate. So there are some good ones in there. All right, Magnus of the Order. And Leysa, okay, she's a pretty good one. Definitely one of the top commander cards. Especially for angels, she's probably one of the top angel commanders in the EDH format. I have a Leysa angel deck myself, and I bounce between her and then the other version of her from, I think it was Midnight Hunt. It's either Midnight Hunt or Crimson Vow. It was one of the Innistrad sets last year. So I just bounce back and forth, kind of based on who I'm playing, because I think this one's a little bit more powerful. So we got the Elder Brain and Nature's Lore. But it's still nice to have the option. This one is definitely more stacks heavy, or just with her ability to make everybody pay 2 life for every spell they cast. The other one is more punishing for people that have creatures that die. And nothing else there. Sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is probably going to be kind of a long one. I'm trying to go quickly, but when you're talking so many packs, you can only go so fast. But it's kind of cool to do this. I don't open a lot of draft boxes. So. Okay, we got Altar Ball, and that is it. All right, come on, Commander Legends, falling behind on the challenge here. Give us some of those lands. I think it is growing exceedingly less likely that we are going to meet that challenge. So we got Promise of Tomorrow as a rare, and that is that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, can't complain with the pulls we've got so far. Would love to get a Jewel Lotus, obviously. Can never have too many of those. Especially since I've kind of, I went for most of my Commander time in the last couple of years. Hey, there we go, Baldur's Gate, pulling it out. There we got number 2, keeping us alive in this challenge. Luxury Suite, so that's awesome. I'll take it. Yeah, so for most of my EDH career, if you can call it that, I tend to play more, excuse me, multicolored decks. Just fun to mix the different colors in there. But as of late, I'm trying to build. I've just kind of got on a kick of doing monocolored. So, hey, Blasphemous Act, always a solid pull. I know it gets reprinted a bunch, so probably not a ton of value, but definitely a staple in the EDH format there for red. Hey, another foil. Got Zazat's Will. So they also have the Will series with one for each color. So that's the black one. It's kind of cool. So yeah, so with having these monocolored decks, it would be nice to throw some Jeweled Lotuses in there. So I actually don't think I have any of them in my monocolored ones. Especially since with those I tend to play, so we got Popular Entertainer, Windshaper, Plain Tar, and a pretty cool foil Fire Diamond. With those I tend to play with less basic or less lands in general. So instead of having like closer to a third of the deck, around 33 being lands with my monocolored, I tend to be a little bit more, a little bit less conservative with that, and I usually am in the high 20s. So we got Nightshade Harvester, and we got Ogith Crossroad Augur. So our 2 rares there. All right. Yeah, for how long they had the original Commander Legends in production, most of the rares and mythics are not super high value, though we're starting to see the good ones ticking up again. But they just printed so many of them over this year or two that they had to go in that you just don't see the value really creeping up that much. All right, so we got Gale's Redirection and Evolving Wilds. There you go, Joey Moss. Take a look. Bet you've never seen that card before. All right. Staying along, getting close to the end of the middle row here. Again, looking very unlikely that we will be completing this challenge, since OG Commander Legends is not giving us the lands. All right, there's another mythic, so that's the red version of that cycle. So not the mythic we're looking for. None of those are particularly valuable or sought after. Yeah, got another etched foil, Kangi Skywarden. So if you're not going to give us any of the other high dollar mythics, why don't you give us some lands? Because that would be nice. Not part of the cycle, but another land that Baldur's Gate had a reprint that's quite good is Morphic Pool. So wouldn't be too upset to pull some more of those. Hey, there's another mythic. Actually, don't think I've pulled this one so far. So that's one of the better Commander mythics there. I don't know what the value is at the moment, but I know that it was a little bit higher. Yeah, Robes of the Archmagi and Hammer of Mord. Okay. All right, last pack of the middle row for Commander Legends. Yeah, I personally I know we talk about it every now and then, and you'll see some more content very soon from the set, but I actually do like Baldur's Gate. I think, not for the price point they were originally selling it at. There we go. There's one of those really solid rares. This is pretty much a staple in every red Commander deck, because there's no reason not to put it in there. Jessica's Will. Really, really good card. Even with the reprint in one of the pre-con, I think it was Streets of Nuka-Penna Commanders there. This is still holding pretty good with value and a great pickup. I will take it. Not one of the lands, but oh, there we go. There's another mythic. Wow. We'll take him too. Kamal, Heart of Krosa. He had, and when this set first came out, he was pretty high up there. He has come down a little bit in price, I believe. I don't think he's as expensive, but still really solid commander. That's a good hit. I actually forgot about him. He's probably up, or definitely not as high as Sakashima, but he's still pretty good. Right. So we got Jahiria, Friend of the Forest. That's a pretty decent hit. I don't think it's super valuable, but Ascend from Avernus. It's kind of cool. And Stunning Strike. All right. So we're in the last row here for each of them. Oops, I think I accidentally sliced that one when I was opening the box. I would say that it would be really random if this one pack was sliced open and they left all the other stuff in there. But all right. So can we get a land? Oh, all right. Well, that's not a super high dollar one, but still one of the better mythics there as well. I've actually forgot this was in the set. So Hellkite Corsair. We're actually doing quite well on mythics. I have to push these up here. So we're up to 6 mythics for OG Commander Legends there. So that's pretty good. I will take it. Yeah, we only got 3 in Baldur's Gate at the moment. But we do have Ancient Copper Dragon, so that is quite good. All right, Baldur's Gate, you're carrying us. Can we get some more lands since OG does not want to cough them up? Then we got Sail's Acrobatics, Armor of Shadows, and that's it. All right. So yeah, I hope everyone's been enjoying this. I know it's going a little bit longer as we've talked about, but this is kind of a fun change of pace here, especially if we're going to be doing not collector boxes, then might as well change it up a little bit. Thought Vessel, that's a good one. All right, got Armored Sky Hunter. These down. Armored Sky Hunter, Old Jared, bulk, the bulkiest of bulk rares there, and nothing else. Yeah, you'll have to let me know what y'all think of this. I know probably with the inclusion of Baldur's Gate, a little bit less exciting for some people, but if you like this, I'm happy to do more of it. Honestly, the price of the 2 boxes is about what a collector box of any decent set is going for anyways. So, got Baba Lagasa, Night Witch, Tomb of Horrors Adventurer, and Inspiring Leader. So I don't mind doing this as well because it is fun, something new and exciting, and it gives me an opportunity to go back to one of my favorite sets here in Commander Legends Original. So I do really enjoy the set and the cards. And on the plus side, this gives me a bunch of cards that are not going to curl horribly because they have some of the worst foil in any of the sets. All right, nothing else there. So we got Necrotic Hex. And going to Baldur's Gates here. All right, yeah, we are, unless we pull, I think probably a land in every pack from here on out, we are far from, Swiftfoot Boots, always nice, far from completing this challenge. I'm actually, oh, Basilisk Collar, that's a good one. I don't have too many copies of that. I'm actually surprised at how few we've pulled. I can pretty consistently, at least from what I remember with the old draft boxes, I'd usually get at least a couple. We are not on track for that at this point. Emberworld Captain, Singer Dark Vampire, and Amphimunier. That Amphimunier, not super high value, but that's one of those sleeper cards that I think I actually like to keep in most of my blue decks. It is quite good. Just getting to exile a creature when it comes in, even though you're giving up a token, and then the Encore is actually pretty nice. So not a super high value hit, but it's still a cool one. I'm a fan. I've kept pretty much all the extended art copies that I've ever pulled for that, I think. I've pulled quite a few, but I'm pretty sure I still have most of them, and I do try to put them in my decks. Definitely have one in my Gruda deck. Alright, we got Bane, Lord of Darkness, Kindred Discovery, that's a pretty good one. That one's come up in value there a little bit, and then Clockwork Fox. Alright, come on, Commander Legends. Can't complain about the volume of mythics, and you've actually given me some pretty good ones. But let's see a land or two. Maybe just saving them for the end here. Three Visits, that's another good one. All right, Sakashima's Will, that's probably the best of the wills. Or no, I'm sorry, that would be Jessica's Will is the best of the wills. But that one's probably the second best. All right, and Baulders Gates. Can we do it? Can we make this happen? Or at least get to 5 at this point. I'll take 5 of the lands, get a little bit closer. Sculpted Sunburst and Owlbear Shepherd. Actually, would also like to see some more mythics from the Baldur's Gate set. Only getting 3 is kind of low. Alright, 3 packs to go in each pile here. What are we going to find? Court of Ambitions, there's the other, actually I think, no, we pulled the blue cards. There's that one, Lathiel, and Neveril, Urborg Tyrant, and then a foil Thought Vessel, that's pretty good. And a Patron of the Valiant, 2, that's unusual. Quite unusual, actually. I don't think I've ever seen 2 foils in the draft pack. Must have got an extra card. But I'll take a foil Thought Vessel, that's pretty nice. Still not a land. Commander Legends, let's get your action here. Alright, Baldur's Gate, you've been carrying us. Can you give us a couple more lands here? Make up for your predecessor. Astrion's Thirst and Fairy Simp. Alright, 2 packs left of each. Course of Recruiter, not a land. Bloom Comedic Genius, and that's that. Alright, got a couple rares. Again, mostly bulk. And not a land. Alright, well, I guess we won't be doing that. I mean, I'm not going to complain because getting the Vampiric Tutor is super nice. And Hellkite Corsair and Kamal are both, and Chroma actually, all pretty solid. Probably not getting the full box value back, but that's okay, because we got some good cards. Even if we didn't complete our challenge here, which is, at this point, is very impossible. Cave of Chaos Adventure, and that's that. I am quite surprised at the lower mythic count, but I also haven't opened I might not have opened any Baldur's Gate draft boosters before, so I really don't know if this is an average amount or if we're getting low balls here or what. But I would have thought we would have got at least 4 or 5. Seems to be a little bit more common. All right, what we got here? Sphere. Perry's Perfect. Revenant. Chroma's Will. Okay, that's actually also a really good will. Probably better than Sakashima's, now that I think about it. Captain Vergus Wrath, the Ghost, and Singer Dark Vampire. So we managed to fail on the land challenge utterly from original Commander Legends. Let's see what the last pack has in store for us. Definitely came out strong on both of the boxes right off the bat. They're getting the Vamp Tutor and the Ancient Copper, so can't complain about that. Vexing Puzzle Box. Okay, so we got another Mythic, probably not the greatest one. Oh, and Earthquake Dragon. That's cool. So foil Earthquake Dragon. All right, well that does that. Failed miserably on the land challenge. We got 2, both from Baldur's Gate, so thank you Baldur's Gate for coming to play. We did, however, do pretty solid on the Mythics. Wound up with that bad boy for the original, and then we also got a Chroma, Kamal, Hellkite Corsair, and a couple of the kind of junk Mythics there. And then for Baldur's Gate, we first one we got, definitely the best one, and then got some other good ones there too. So cool. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching. Love to hear what your thoughts are on this this type of video. Obviously, the first one I've done, doing a challenge, doing 2 boxes at once. So sorry that it went so long, but that's to be expected. We can definitely do this with collector boxes as well if I can get the collector boxes for a little bit cheaper. Like I'd love to do the a Triumph challenge, kind of. It's one of the staples of POAs, but Ikoria is still a little pricey, even though New Capenna is not. So yeah, so give me some thoughts on that. Love to see your comments, and then as always, if you like what you saw, please give us a like and please subscribe. There's new content coming out every week, minimum twice a week. So thanks again. Hope you all enjoyed this, and until next time.